African Americans moving into a white neighborhood and what they thought about it. It's so sad. I wonder where are these children today as they are adults right now, and what are their thoughts? I'm Princess AT, and you're watching Princess AT TV. Take a look.
More than 1 million whites have left New York City. The black and Hispanic population has grown by almost 1 million, and it's still growing.
This is Rosedale, a community of 6,000 families in the far southeastern pocket of the borough of Queens. To the passing eye, it seems quiet. Modest 1- and 2-family homes with fenced-in lawns and tree-shaded streets. The people who live here are almost all white, working-class Americans of Italian, Irish, and Jewish roots. They've worked all their lives to afford these homes. Many came from the inner city, refugees from neighborhoods in the Bronx, Brooklyn, and South Jamaica. Neighborhoods they saw changing and dangerous to live in. These people saved their money and made their escape to what they called the last frontier in New York City, to Rosedale, to what they hoped would be a safe and quiet life. In the early 1970s, a few middle-class black families with very much the same idea in mind began to move to Rosedale too. The whites saw their coming as a threat, the forerunner of more blacks bringing crime, blight, and poor services they had witnessed in other neighborhoods in the city. And the peace of Rosedale was shattered.
In 1971, a score of men and teenage boys using axes and picks nearly destroyed a house reportedly bought by a black man married to a white woman. 200 residents stood by and watched. Since then, more than 10 acts of violence have been aimed at the few blacks living in Rosedale.
The tension escalated with the coming of the Spencers. In the summer of '74, Tony and Glenda Spencer bought this 7-room house on 136th Avenue. They came to New York from the West Indies after living in London. Spencer, a photo engraver in Manhattan, said they just wanted a good place to live. But some whites suspected them of blockbusting, of trying to force lower property values on Rosedale homes so other blacks could afford to buy here. Before the Spencers moved in, their house was set on fire with gasoline. They moved anyway. On New Year's Eve day a year ago, while the Spencers and their sons slept, a pipe bomb exploded on the porch and smashed through the windows of the house. Police said the bomb was intended to wipe out the family. Attached to the bomb was a note that read, "Nigger be warned. We have time. We will get your firstborn first." It was signed, Viva Boston, KKK.
Turn around, y'all. Don't come back. Don't come back. Don't come back. It is a new boy corner where we have.
Come on, y'all. We were riding down this block, and these white people start saying, "Get out of here, niggas. You know, get out of my neighborhood. Don't come to this neighborhood." And then they start hitting on her.
Throwing rocks and everything else.
Throwing rocks. Because we were in their neighborhood.
We went on a bike hike to McDonald's. We didn't mean to bother anybody.
We had a nice
We saw a
time.
parade, we saw a gathering, so we went down there to see what was happening. All right. I mean, we didn't bother anybody. We weren't looking for trouble. I never even know people around here were like that. I've never experienced anything like this in my life.
What happened to you?
Nothing happened to me, but this little boy, short boy about my size, or little short, had picked up a rock, and he was in the front of all these tall hunkies. But he threw the rock,
He tried to hit my sister, but he almost hit me about that much away from me. And I sure wish he had hit me with that rock. I would pick up the rock right next to me and hit him right dead in his face.
They always say niggas are doing everything. They always say we're doing everything, right? Every time the white people come down the block, we don't push them out their neighborhood and throw rocks and start hitting them.
We don't bother the white people around our neighborhood, but when we get in a white neighborhood, they just push us out.
Yeah. Everybody with us, we're nothing, they're a piece of dirt, dogs. I mean, that's the way you treat an animal. I mean, God, we're human beings. You don't treat other people like that. It's just wrong. Black, white, I don't care. A person is a person. Skin should have no bearing on how you treat a person. That's just wrong.
I hate their goddamn guts.
I can't say that I hate them. I can't say that it's totally the kids' fault. I mean, I'm sure their parents had some bearing on the way they feel and everything else. I think it's just the system. I don't know. I can't say that I hate them because I don't hate anybody.
Do you forgive them?
No. No. Can't take back no hurt. But they gonna always do that. They always spit on us like we some dogs. They always gonna
Spit back
do that.
on them.
Ain't nothing gonna change.
Racist chants are what white residents of Rosedale, Queens greeted their neighbors with in 1975. The Spencers they referred to were a black family headed by Tony and Glenda Spencer. The immigrants from London bought their home in the community that was at the time almost entirely white.
We are here to stay. As a race, and right now as a people, we are right here, and we're going to stay here. Nobody's going to change that.
That was Glenda Spencer then in the PBS documentary, The Way It Is. This is Glenda Spencer now.
The people at a certain age group has no idea that this took place at all.
She spoke with us about how her family's story has gotten a lot of attention lately. Perhaps you're among the 4.2 million people who viewed this recent Twitter post about the documentary about the plight of the Spencer family that aired on PBS 43 years ago. But even now, burnt floorboards are visible under the radiator where somebody tried to set fire to the house when the Spencers bought it back then. And after they moved in, one of 2 pipe bombs planted at the home exploded.
If the second bomb had gone off, we would not be here.
It had a note attached.
The note says, where your firstborn first, the KKK.
After that, black activists and some whites demonstrated in support of the Spencer family. Dozens of local white residents responded with counter-protests.
They had right on, we got white on.
Police had to stay on scene for a year in eastern Queens, 1975. Fast forward 44 years, and Glenda Spencer thanks the person who repopularized the documentary.
It's excellent that he's doing that to let the people be very much aware what has taken place and is still taking place.
I really thought that people should know about it.
Sola Olasunde, an urban planning grad student, found the documentary video and tweeted sections of it.
I didn't expect it to garner this much attention.
In addition to the 4+ million views since June, it's been shared 62,000 times and gotten more than 100,000 likes, including from influencers like actor Jeffrey Wright. That's because, Olasunde says, it still resonates.
People have this sense of anxiety about people of color growing in numbers in this country, people of color coming in. And I do think it's still connected to that.
And people of color have been coming in. Rosedale, since the 70s racial tension, is now 80% black, 5% white, and 15% other ethnic groups. With the change, they've brought household income to 33% above the citywide average, and home values are 50% higher than the city average for detached homes. 2 of every 5 residents here now, like the Spencers, are immigrants.
There was a Haitian gentleman living next door. Down on the Brookville Boulevard, there were people on the main road.
I just want people to, just know their history.
The segment of the documentary Olasunde posted that got the most views featured white children from the neighborhood confronting black children from a nearby neighborhood who were curious about the demonstrations.
people see New York as this, open place that, everyone just accepts each other, which is not so much the case.
Some of the black children were interviewed for the documentary.
We didn't mean to bother anybody. We saw a parade, we saw a gathering, so we went down there to see what was happening. All right. I mean, we didn't bother anybody. We weren't looking for trouble. I never even know people around here were like that. I've never experienced anything like this in my life.
A woman who was one of the children in the documentary episode we made contact with, but she's in the hospital right now. And we directly contacted some of the surviving leaders of the white protests. None of them returned our calls. But the person whose move to the neighborhood sparked outrage on what are now quiet streets was interested in comparing that time to now. Her and her husband's decision to make their home here sparked change before he passed away in the late 1990s.
The law came into effect because of what happened to me, that you can't have an organization that says you can't sell to black people.
I just wanted to post it so that people can learn from it, people can know what Rosedale was like at the time.
And even though the neighborhood has changed, the woman who helped change it has a skeptical view of race issues. She says the racism shown in Rosedale in the 1976 documentary, The Way It Is, exists in America.
Look at the title. It is, and it still is.
James Ford, Pix 11 News.
So thank you very much for watching the video. Leave a comment below and tell me what are your thoughts. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Don't forget to tell a loved one you love them, because tomorrow is not promised to anyone. And always stay thankful and grateful. Also, safe and healthy. Thank you very much for watching. Ciao for now.